All right, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. I apologize for getting this out a day late, but I have been on vacation. This is your new moon forecast in Cancer. So we had a new moon in Cancer just yesterday, Tuesday, at 10:52 p.m., June 28th. This is in the family-oriented and emotional sign of Cancer. This is where it signals that summer has arrived. And so as Cancer season, with the moon and the sun in Cancer and being its closest to Earth, our emotions can be on full display, both positive and negative, with this energy. Many of us, especially those with a lot of Cancer energy or water in one's chart, will feel like taking on a more nurturing approach to things. The water signs will be extra intuitive now, so listen to them. All water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, will be very magnetic and feel this energy strongly. Also, like I say before, all souls born with a sun, moon, rising, or natal hidden dragon in Cancer feel this intensity too. I didn't add this into the newsletter, but so do Capricorns because it is Cancer's polar opposite. And always remember, our polar opposites, we see life as them. So Cancers see life as a Capricorn, and Capricorns see life as Cancer. They take on that energy. Now, Cancer new moons also signify a moonic phase is right around the corner. And you can bet the USA and the UK will make news. This energy usually brings about the beginnings and endings of for many of us, in all phases of our lives. This is where we can experience abrupt changes and even forced relocations due to wars and other worldly catastrophes. Look at that mall in Ukraine. That's a perfect example of a moonic phase. Um, Now, the derailment of the Amtrak train, obviously, we're not in a Mercury retrograde, but you do want to take caution traveling on the road anytime you're in a waning moon in Gemini. Gemini rules transportation, it rules automobiles, it rules anything with four or two wheels or trains, locomotion. Um, I wouldn't take an Amtrak in a waning moon in Gemini. And the only reason I took a road trip in this phase is because I have a hidden dragon in Gemini. So I have luck when it comes to driving in cars and automobile and safety. And even though I did have a little bit of a disaster starting out, and I'll tell you that story when I'm done with this forecast. We'll talk a little bit more about that. So, Cancer new moons also signify, like I said, a moonic phase that's right around the corner, and it can create abrupt relocations, things like that. But it also, fault lines have a tendency to wake up during this phase, and Mother Earth becomes very active and deadly and dangerous in some regions of the world. So, be prepared for that within the next 2 weeks. On the more positive spectrum of the beautiful new moon in Cancer, it is family time. It's security, it's mother figure energy. It's about rest and relaxation with our loved ones. The family circle is emphasized. And it is a wonderful time for cooking and barbecues and getting together with family and gardening and swimming, fishing, shopping. Anything for shopping that's blessed will be like kitchenware, gardening supplies, any kind of real estate, and anything related to the water will all be blessed under these stars. Now, my magical folk, this Cancer moon is the perfect time to tap into that moon energy and moon magic. Moon goddess energy is favored now. So, working with goddesses that work strongly with the moon, like the other day, Goddess Bast, that I didn't show, that was for my Patreons. I showed a spell working with Goddess Bast, and she's usually worked with on a Monday for the moon, but my Patreons got that spell work. But if you're interested, you can go and join Patreon. Cancer is a very intuitive. Cancer is very intuitive, so working divination such as tarot pendulum, and clairvoyance will serve us all well. This is the perfect energy to go see your astrologers, go see your psychic mediums, tarot readers, things like that. These next 2 weeks are a signal for getting more knowledge and getting more information downloaded through meditation, through dreams, etc. Now, any type of spell work for fertility and having a healthy childbirth are all blessed under these stars, since Cancer does rule the breasts and the womb. Now, Cancer also rules the fourth house, which is the house of home, family, security, real estate, mother figure. And it is the perfect time to do any kind of spell work if you're trying to manifest a new home or a new place to live. Manifest that home you desire. Do the magic that's required to bring about that home. You have these 2 weeks to do it, usually preferred in a Cancer moon. And the moon is still in Cancer as of today. It doesn't change into Leo until tomorrow night. So you've got all day today and half of tomorrow to work any kind of spell work to manifest a new home. You could create a money ball with a picture of that home inside the money ball. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. But like I said, it does rule the fourth house. This is also a time to connect with your female deities and do healing rituals for any type of chest, breast, stomach, womb issues. Healing with the moon energy and the moon goddesses will definitely help. And that is, I believe, your forecast. You guys have a great 2 weeks ahead. Happy magic making. Now, let me tell you about my adventures. Actually, let me end it with this. I shared this with my Patreons, and I'll share a little bit of it with you guys. Every time I do a new moon in Cancer forecast, I always know summer's here. And the new moon is usually a time of abundance, joy, growing, and being outside in the sunshine, which is exactly what I've done for the past 5 days. However, we are living through one of the most violent times in American history. We have forgotten how to live and let live. People live in fear of going into crowds, events, and children fear going to school now. Now, I was looking at an article in the New England Journal of Medicine that said since 2016, the gap has narrowed between motor vehicle deaths, and in 2020, firearm-related injuries became the leading cause of death in children and adolescents. That is a really horrible statistic. Now, I always tell all of you out there to stay out of crowds during a platonic phase, and I give the exact dates for my Patreons. But a Scorpio dragon's tail that we're going through now, and we're not even at the zenith of this energy, is always going to bring a constant flow of death, drama, terrorism, domestic terrorism, and chaos to the world at large. No one is safe, and there will be wake-up calls for all of us. It's going to be more imperative than ever to watch the stars, learn a little basic astrology and metaphysics and some alchemy, and read the signs the universe is showing us. If you are a person of faith and you are Christian, I will say this to you. God created the stars, and their messages written in starlight. Look at God's messages. All you have to do is look above. Otherwise, if you walk a more pagan path, you know the stars answer a lot of questions. You follow them and you will live another day. Don't follow them, and I see a lot of chaos. Even in some of the most advanced witches that I see on TikTok, they don't know this. They have no idea about these biorhythm days that happen to people every month. it is really, I am really blessed to have been taught this ancient science. And eventually I'm going to start teaching it to all of you. I'm getting ready. We've got the first class done. We just got to do some fine tuning. Like I said, I'm giving myself till the first week in September. We will launch. You're going back to school. But it's very important we learn the stars so we know those red lights and those green lights, and read the signs that the universe is showing us. We need to focus on a more Aquarian level of thinking, a kinder, gentler side of life that benefits us all. But also, do not trust anyone. Keep your guard up at all times, for a negative Scorpius dragon tail is not to be fussed with, my friends. Um, I've seen women who are advocating for women's rights telling women to lock and load and start carrying firearm. Um, I hate to say this, but I highly recommend it. Especially if you're a gay woman, a trans woman, lock and load. Fight fire with fire. Because I think those are the kind of times we're going into. That doesn't mean go and kill people, but you're going to need some protection. It's a sick world out there. It is going to get better. We need Pluto to move out of Capricorn. This is what's happening. The tyrannical part of Capricorn is going out like a lion, and its conservative viewpoints are slamming the American people and women. And this problem is going larger than just war on women. It's not about just our uteruses that they want to control. I mean, Louisiana is getting ready to make something where it is a felony if a woman has a miscarriage. They're trying to silence our vote, because once you're incarcerated, you can't vote. See where I'm going with this? Cause and effect, people. It's a war. And this Gen X mom is ready for battle. I raised warrior daughters, and I'm not taking shit from nobody. Okay? The next several months are going to be very interesting, and they're going to be very interesting times that we're going into. I do see a civil war coming, so be prepared. That's why I'm saying get yourself some guns, get yourself some ammunition, stock up on foods, water, things like that. Get yourself a generator. We'll talk more as we get closer to November 8th. Obviously, my Patreons have a certain heads up of what's coming, and they will get more of a heads up as we move on. But let's focus on the next 2 weeks, because it is a beautiful Cancer energy. Summer has begun. There was a method to my madness in taking this vacation. I left during the dark moon phase. And yes, I did have car trouble, not engine trouble. The paneling underneath my rent-a-car had dropped. I don't know if it was from, it was like 110 in Yuma as I was leaving, getting out of Arizona and going into California. So usually that's a plastic thing, and I think it has something to do with a Honda. I have a Honda Civic, an older Honda Civic hybrid. It's had that problem where the casing underneath drops, but it was plastic, so it just wore away. My mother-in-law's car is a Honda Fit, and she's had that trouble. Okay, this rent-a-car was a Honda Civic. The only problem was the casing underneath was metal, so when I was driving, it was sparking. But where we pulled over was in this little town that had no civilization. I was like 500 yards from the Mexican border. You could see Border Patrol, and we couldn't get any roadside assistance through. Whatever you do, people, do not ever rent a car through budget. Not only did they charge my credit card twice, which after I do this broadcast, I have to go and do battle with my credit card company in this shit show, but they couldn't even accommodate me for roadside assistance. Now, the kid that worked in the Chevron said to me, "Lady, you don't want to be here after 8 o'clock when I close up. This is not the place to be. There, it's desolate. All those motorhomes you see out there are vagrants, and drug addicts, there's sex trafficking going on. This is not the place you want to be after I close. He was kind enough to say after he closes, he can get some duct tape and tape it up. But I took a chance. I sat there going, I'm on my lucky dragon day in Gemini. I have to have faith in the stars to get me where I need to go. And right before I travel, I made a whole bunch of protection charms, which I think I'm going to start selling travel protection charms in my store that'll be enchanted and made for protection when you drive long distance and for travel, whether that's plane, train, or automobile. But I sat back and had to make a choice. And in the process of this, I had one kid having a panic attack. So I didn't bother to even tell her about the dangers of being there after 8 o'clock. I just said nothing. And I told her I was going to drive, and she was freaking out. And I said, look, it's this or nothing. And I drove. And the whole time I was saying prayers, of course. And I was just sitting there having faith in the stars. And the stars got me through. But we had relatives meet us in 2 hours out of San Diego at a rest stop to tape that up. Because, you don't want that sparking. I mean, really, there had to have been an angel on my bumper, because what if that whole metal thing spark caught the car on fire or fell off and blew my tire out and there was an accident? We could have all been dead. That's the worst case scenario. I could have killed someone else on the road. Would have been suing Budget Car Rental today. But things worked out because why? I had faith in myself. I had faith in the stars. And with a hidden dragon in Gemini, I am a damn good driver. And the road, as long as I take those precautions and do the right protections as a witch, using my dragon's energy in Gemini, got us through. So always remember, when you're with people, if you're in a group of people, and their energy can also protect you. And I know that with my energy being in Gemini, it was going to protect my daughters. Now, my girls are still in San Diego, spending time with family and enjoying the summer. And they're going to be on a plane in a few days. And I've purposely booked it so that at least one of the kids in the party is operating on a lucky dragon day, so that it manifests that energy onto the other people around them, if that makes any sense. If you have any questions on that, don't hesitate to ask me. But anyway, all of you out there, blessed new moon. I do apologize. I am a little late on it. Like I said, I got in late last night. So I'm wishing all of you a wonderful, wonderful there's people in here. Hey, Kapui, how are you, Sister Witch? Hope you're doing well. Happy new moon. But yeah, I have a little thing on this, so you can't see anything. But that was my adventures in San Diego. However, I will say this. I live out in the boonies, so the town I live in is a population of maybe 10,000 compared to San Diego, which is over 1.5 million, right? The closest Barnes and Noble bookstore is in Flagstaff, and it just closed, which sucked. So San Diego has several of them, and I went there, and I think I spent about $150 on books. And I'll show them to you another day. And the reason I'm doing this short and sweet video is because I do have to get my Patreon's energy forecast done for the month of July. I'm running a little behind. They already had a heads up on this. If you are interested in that forecast, then you need to join Patreon, the Crone, in order to get that. But the world is freaking bizarre, personal. No. Yeah, isn't it? I just kind of keep to myself. And I do have an interesting thing to share with you. Was it last night? It was last night. No, it was the night before. Not last night, but the night before. Sounds like a nursery rhyme. I was letting my mother-in-law's dog out to go potty. It was probably around 11:30 at night, almost midnight. My mother-in-law stays up fairly late. She's a night owl like me. So I decided to help her so she didn't have to get down the stairs. And plus, there's coyotes out at night. So I let the dog out. And the dog's walking around, and there's a little chair out there you could sit and look into the sky. So I decided to have a seat while the doggy did his business. And I'm looking up into the sky, and I'm seeing this white orb, like a white light. It wasn't blinking red. It was not an airplane. But I'm sitting there looking at it. You know, I'm near where I was in San Diego. I'm near Miramar uh, military base. I'm near the Coronado Naval Station. I mean, there's a lot of military stuff going on down in San Diego. But this thing that was in the sky, and it was on, there was a news thing about what was in the sky in Southern California. That was not what I saw. What the news was broadcasting last night that I saw was not what I was seeing. This was very different. And at first I thought it was a plane. I was trying to debunk it, to be honest with you. But as the thing was just kind of floating there, it wasn't moving, it started pulsating up. I never seen anything move like that. A plane doesn't move like that. A helicopter doesn't move like that. It pulsated straight up about I don't know, 100 to 200 feet back up into the sky. Then it pulsated back down and then started pulsating side to side and then just morphed and went into the sky and disappeared. I finally sat there and said to myself, that's not a plane. Plane doesn't move like that. That's not a helicopter. A helicopter doesn't move like that. Then I started to think, okay, had to have been a drone. But my husband saw it too because he was parking his truck in the guest parking, and he comes running. I see him running. He's like, did you see that? I go, oh my God, he saw it too. We both saw it. And he even said I was trying to debunk it. He goes, and after everything we thought, okay, it was a drone, but the drone can't go up that high. Drones can't go up as high as this thing was up in the sky. I just sat there going, after I saw that, I go, that can't be a drone. Drones aren't capable of that yet. Yeah, I saw a UFO, I think. It's pretty cool. Oh, Kapui, that's great. Enjoy, honey. Enjoy. Maui wowie, baby. New tech or question? I don't know what you mean. I hope this broadcast is okay and it's not acting funny. We're getting ready. My little weather thing is telling me I'm getting ready to have a monsoon storm hit in about 10 minutes. So I am going to get off of here. But I do want to wish you all a blessed new moon. Enjoy these next couple of weeks. It is the beginning of summer, and it is a time to get together with family. Uh, and the other thing I wanted to bring up, and let me see. So the 4th of July does fall under fairly good stars. Oh, yes. I don't know. It could be. It could be. I do know this, and some of you can disagree with me. I know, but our our ETs, our futuristic brothers, our aliens, whatever the hell you want to call them. There's many races. They're monitoring this planet very closely because humans, man, whatever. It is in our destiny to destroy ourselves and the planet. We're doing a very good job of it. And RETs are watching us, and this is why you see them near the military bases. This is why you see strange happenings, especially near military bases and vortexes. Um, they need the precious resources on this planet just as much as we do. The only difference is humans, man, are more interested in capitalism and the almighty dollar before the health of the planet. So, um, RETs are watching us closely. You know, watching that thing last night, I was not afraid. It called me crazy, people, but I felt relieved to know that there's somebody, there's a watcher. They're watching us, keeping us in check, making sure we don't fuck up with nuclear weapons. That's what they're watching. They're making sure we don't fuck up with nuclear weapons. Um, so no, I was very, in fact, I felt like going, please come back and take me away. Damn it. No, it was very cool to see. Anyway, that's my little spiel. Kapui, enjoy, honey. Okay. And to all of you out there, blessed new moon. Um, I'm going to come back on tomorrow sometime or the next day, and I'll do a little show and tell all the crazy books I bought. I went a little ape shit crazy. Anyway, um, have a good one, you guys. Be safe out there. I will see you in a few days. My Patreons, keep an eye out in the next 24 to 48 hours for your July energy forecast. And apologies that it's so late, but your astrologer needed a little vacation. Anyway, blessings. Bye, Kapui. I hope you have a good trip.